Grant okey doked me there. I was ready to go, coach. All right, well, ladies, if you would tell me what you learned in your first game that you hope to carry over or improve upon in this second exhibition contest. I don't care who starts. We can start with Jailin.
Got it. I think the most thing that we really need to improve on is turnovers. We had 20-something turnovers in that game, and, our goal is, 16? 16 or lower? Something like that.
Studying that goal board,
like
isn't
that.
she?
So just taking care of the ball and, just making the right reads.
Like Cherry said, we watched film, and when you watch film, you see things that you don't see when you playing. So just going and looking at film and seeing the things that we need to improve on, such as turnovers. Autumn did a great job at rebounding, so just keep building on things that we did great at and just fixing the things that we didn't do too good at.
Okay, this is for both players. Give me a review of how Coach Mulkey conducts a game and how she is on the sidelines, and what you think. Is she that different, or is she pretty much the same as other coaches?
I think Kim is very intense, as everybody knows, but everybody also knows she knows what she's talking about. So, like, when she's talking, you just listen. She's just very intense, and she knows how to bring the best out in her players. So,
To piggyback off her, she's just a very intense coach. She's passionate about the game and about her players, and she'd be on her P's and Q's when it's time to make a read or make a right call for the play. So.
How was she on the referees?
She be on them. She be on them.
Jailin, what has it been like now through one exhibition game, just getting that chemistry with Kayla, getting the backcourt right, and just working that chemistry out?
It's been great, honestly. Me and Kayla been here for 5 years, so our chemistry is kind of glued together. But, just gelling with everybody else on the team, Autumn being a new player coming in and seeing her come in and grab 16 or some rebounds, Falls and Hannah coming in and, just being that big presence that we need. So it's a great experience and a great feeling to have the cohesiveness that we all have.
Jailin, you said you've been here for a long time, so you've seen, I'm sure, a difference this year in terms of the interest, the excitement about the program. Did since you've been on campus or in town, did it help that y'all scored 112 points in your exhibition game? Or people are like, wow, look what you guys are doing it. But what's it like? Is it like night and day from past years, or with the interest and excitement, or is it kind of incremental? How do you think it is?
It's definitely a different feeling that I've gotten from the past 4 years that I've been here. But it's a great feeling to know that, the community is backing us up now and they're supporting us, and we get to run out our little tunnel and we have people cheering. Every time we score, we got people cheering, and it's different, but I'm enjoying it a lot.
Jailin, the shooting wasn't as good, but do you feel like it's going to come around? Did you see signs that the shots are going to eventually fall for you?
Coach has confidence in all of us shooting the ball. She never tell us not to stop shooting. So even if it don't fall, we're still going to shoot the ball regardless. But we're going to find other ways to, be a positive impact for the team as well.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious, Jailin, what it was like to score 100 points. I mean, we've seen a lot of games in the 50s, so.
We was excited. We was on the sideline, turned up. Like that's something we never done before. It's my first time seeing us score triple digits and even get to 112. So it was a very exciting, and it's a good feeling to be able to score 100 points, because that's not easy to do.
Any other questions for Jailin or Asia?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Y'all did good. Okay, baby. See y'all in a little bit. No, y'all, I don't do opening statements. I just let y'all do your job.
The question that I was asked the girls just about, what did you see in that first game that you liked and that you want to improve upon?
Well, pretty much a lot of the things you've asked. Obviously, we didn't shoot the ball particularly well. We want to, if you can shoot 45% from the field, That's good. We were right there, 44 point, something. I don't know if it's 4 or 6 or whatever, but you're going to be able to compete in a lot of games if you can shoot it from the field at least 45, percent shooting. We put up a lot of shots. Now, I'm not going to kid you. I don't know that you can win a lot of games putting up that many shots against good teams, so there may be low-scoring games. It may be we milk that clock to try to stay in ball games. So that'll come as we scout teams. Right now, these exhibitions don't count, so I'm using those really like a practice session. I'm able to turn the lights on, put people in the stands, and see who performs with the lights on maybe a little bit better than they have in practice, and who kind of just gets nervous and doesn't perform. Who can I go to when I need my best 5 on the floor to defend? There's just so much I'm trying to do out there, and I can't do it all in one exhibition, can't do it all in 2 exhibitions. It just comes with playing. I thought the one thing that I've told all of you, they're going to play hard. They're going to play hard, and they're going to play excited. We're going to celebrate little things. We're going to celebrate a lot of little things. And I was pleased. Look, this is football season, soccer season, volleyball season, high school playoffs, everything, and you still had a decent crowd here on a Saturday, beautiful afternoon, and I appreciate that. They appreciate that, and let's just keep building on it and see how quickly we can, become a team that's reputable, a team that's, respected.
Kim, this was the first time in 21 years you've been in a different environment. And how were your emotions inside? What were your feelings? Did it feel a little bit different, or was it just another day at the office?
Well, I think it felt a lot different in some ways, but it also, coaching is coaching, and none of that is different. The way I coach and the intensity, the passion, all those things, none of that's different. The different part is you're wearing a different color uniform, you're representing a different school, you're trying to pay attention and change some things within the program, within the university that you need that will help you continue to get back to where you want this program to be. Those are things that are different. But, I just go out there and coach and try my best to put those kids in a position to be successful. No, it wasn't emotional at all. I'm too old for that. No, it wasn't emotional.
Obviously, coming from the Big 12 in the non-conference slate, obviously looking a bit ahead with Texas State and Iowa State. Iowa State, obviously, tournament team last year. Just when you look at the overall non-conference schedule, just what are your thoughts on it in general?
Who did that? That non-conference schedule? There's some darn good teams on there, and they're tough matchups for us. Just off the top of my head, the second game of the year with Florida Gulf Coast is a tough matchup for us because they shoot the 3 ball all over the floor. Well, I like to play bigs. Well, can my bigs go out there and guard the 3? So am I giving up 3s for 2s? So those are things that when I look at the non-conference schedule, I think about the Iowa State. Obviously, I'm very familiar with them. That was the Big 12 SEC deal that was done before I got here. The Florida Gulf Coast was on the schedule before I got here. Those are tough matchups for us. They were tough matchups when I was at Baylor because of their style of play. But we're going to do the best we can in defending them. And so does that answer your question? So next year, that non-conference schedule, I'll have a little bit more to do with it.
Looks like it got a little out of hand late, but did you like the defensive field goal percentage?
That's the first thing I look at after every game. Yes, I like that. Guys, I keep perspective now, okay? I don't look at the score. You have to remember, we started the game with a big lineup, half court, man-to-man, okay? So I'm putting new kids in, smaller lineup. So now I've got to go do things in the full court. So I don't even have a clue what the score is at that point. So kids that can play, that need to help us press a little more, that's what I was doing. And then in the fourth quarter, looking at people that, maybe can play a role for you, but can they press and do those things? Generate something on the defensive end that you can help us with, and not look at the score. And that's what I told them. I said, don't look at the score. You better worry about producing and getting my attention, and let me see first on the defensive end what you can do. And that's why it was as high as it was, is because I kept looking at what we call our one defense, is full court man-to-man, and who can play that for us when I can't go big.
Yeah, regarding tomorrow night's game, do you have any different plans, or is it going to be like part 2, or is it going to be the same approach?
It's going to be pretty much the same, but looking at different lineup. Looking at Autumn and Hannah Gusters together inside instead of the two bigs, give them a different look when the game starts. May look at the smaller lineup on the perimeter, just main pieces, but maybe at different parts of the game. But we don't do a scouting report on exhibitions. I know in my heart what I've got to work on to get them ready, and they don't know that, but pretty much the same. A very good Loyola team. They're ranked in their classification. They're like 23rd in the country. They're good, well coached. Coach has been there a while. Much respect for what they're doing at Loyola.
Kim, when Will was in here earlier, he was talking about the fact that y'all, or he feels like y'all are on the same page in terms of what you want for facilities and stuff, and he said y'all had an architectural firm in here just to start looking at some things. Can you talk about some of the things that y'all are going to do, or that you want to see done, with facilities here?
Well, Scott, I can for my program, but I can't for the overall LSU blueprint. I got into that meeting a little bit late that day, but it was a big meeting. And I think everyone kind of talked, the head coaches talked about what they want to see, what they want to see. And the firm was sitting up there taking notes. And I think all of us pretty much, if you summed it up, just agree we need to upgrade. We need to upgrade. Now, I don't know specifics on, well, what does that mean? The projects I have undertaken for my own program from day one. So I'm kind of focused on that, but certainly I support upgrading all facilities, and eventually, I don't think it's a secret either, we want our offices in the PMAC. I have never worked anywhere, and I haven't been at many places, so let me say that. The two previous places I've been at, Louisiana Tech and Baylor, our offices are where we work. And I like that setup. So I think overall that's going to be a big time project here. And then a weight room in this facility for men's and women's basketball. So that's kind of all I can speak to on that. But yeah, we have a new TAF guy that's in charge of fundraising. So hopefully sooner than later.
Am I to believe that you really don't scout exhibition games?
I scout them. I don't present it to the team. When we do scouting reports, guys, they are so detailed, it takes a while to present it to the team. I look at them. My coaches look at them. And then when we're preparing to play that team, in exhibitions only, I don't just sit in a locker room and do it, but on the floor we're working on things that particular team we're getting ready to play does, both offensively and defensively.
And I'm guessing that's because it's more about what your team does as opposed
It really is. It really is. And it's I'm going to always, in my mind, know what we're getting ready to face. But once the exhibition is over, the exhibitions are over, it's detailed scouting reports, probably like they've never had. And I shouldn't say that because I don't know, but I know it's very detailed, very detailed.
Coach, earlier you said that your team is going to fight. What kind of team do you have this year? Is it too early for you to kind of...
Well, I think they're going to play hard. You saw that the other day. I think they're going to play with excitement. I've always believed this, that your teams, for the most part, play and are a reflection of their head coach. If you have a passive head coach, your teams, that doesn't mean they're not good. They're just very passive. If you have a team that just plays with a lot of energy and that head coach plays with your teams usually are a reflection of the head coach. I just want heart. I want effort. If there's a loose ball, I want us diving on the floor for it. Because we all are realists. We know we're going to face some of the best teams in the country in this conference, and even non-conference. And in order for us to compete with those teams right now, until we get some wins under our belt, until we gain some confidence, until we get some more recruits in here, that's all you can control right now is just effort and just effort. And they're giving me that. They give it to me every day. They don't want to disappoint me. And, you know, if you give me effort, I can live with your mistakes. And boy, I know we're going to make a ton of mistakes. We made a ton of mistakes the other day. But you get in the film room and you correct it. You get back on the court and you do repetition, over and over and over and over. And one day, they'll be more comfortable. Right now, they're just trying to please me and play hard.
I don't know if this is a good question or not, but I feel like you coach bigs very well, and I wonder where that comes from, given that you're not the largest person in the world. So, like, is it just the mentality? Do you just know ball? Is it kind of speaking to what you just said, heart?
No, I think I've been asked that question many times because I am a point guard, okay? I was only as good as my bigs when I played. So I value the bigs. And so when you recruit, and I've had great success recruiting the bigs because they know how much I value them. You have to, when I started coaching, I knew the perimeter inside and out because that's the position I played. So I was very conscious that when I started coaching with Coach Balmore is I wanted to learn everything I could about teaching the bigs because I wasn't on that end of the floor every day in practice when I was a point guard. And so I was very conscious of making sure that I learned at a young age, you know, how do you get the most out of these bigs? And how do you use them? You've got some bigs that can score down there. You got some bigs that face up. You got more athletic bigs. Then you got those that can shoot the three ball. I feel like that I have learned so much about bigs that I'll take the athletic big and go win games. I'll take the back to the basket big and go win games. And so, yeah, I value them. And in recruiting, you bet. I think a lot of people want to say, oh, she's, you know, Baylor. They're known for their bigs. Yeah, well, if that's what we're known for, great. But I also turn that around and say, do you know who holds the NCAA record for the most threes in a game? Most people would say who? Those teams that shoot a lot of threes, right? Baylor owns that. Her name's Juicy Landrum. She made 14. So it's not like we don't want our perimeters to score the ball from the three. It's just you got to have a big, you got to have a shooter, and you got to have a point guard and fill in your pieces around it. And I've been blessed to have as many great perimeter players as I have bigs.
Kim, obviously you came from a place that I'm sure grew to be very excited about women's basketball because of all the success you had. How do you see what you've seen so far in the community here in terms of embracing women's basketball again and being? I've always been the impression that while maybe some of the interest waned a little bit in recent years, people expect LSU women's basketball to be good and they want them to be good. So how has it been for you?
I think it's been wonderful. I feel it. I don't know that I can give you specific examples other than everywhere I go, and I don't go out a lot, but I'll go to restaurants and eat, and I'll, go speak and do things. Everyone genuinely seems to now have an interest, more so than maybe the last few years. Now, Scott, is that interest because I'm from Louisiana? Is that interest because I grew up here? Is that interest because I left a dynasty to come here? It doesn't matter to me what the interest is. It doesn't matter. I just want them interested. I want to see people buy LSU women's basketball season tickets that have never bought it before. And I think I'm being told that that's happening. I want to see those that are sitting over there at the LSU football games buy a season ticket now. I want to see them fighting for those courtside seats, and now I understand they are. You can't get a courtside seat anymore, and this one's calling the ticket office. Then they call me thinking I can boot somebody out of those courtside seats, and I can't. My family doesn't even get the courtside seats. That's all a good thing. So I feel it by what I've seen, what I've been told, and just the first things that we've done. The first, welcome back kickoff. That was pretty darn much awesome, in my opinion, compared to what it was 21 years ago when I started at Baylor. The first exhibition, I thought that was fine. I want the band to move down. They're too high up. They're in the Bob Uecker seats, okay? But they need to come on down because, we need them. But I feel it. I think now we've just got to do our part. And I think the part that will be hard for me and for the fans is we want everything yesterday. That's not going to happen. Be patient. And I have to tell myself that. And I just, as I've told my coaches, some have been with me the whole time I've been in coaching. I said, remind me when I'm down. Remind me when I'm frustrated. Coach, help is on the way. Coach, patience. And then just snap me back into the right frame of mind. We good, guys? Thank y'all.